Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It's 11:04 p.m. Heading towards the witching hour. Good evening, Lance. How you doing? What's it like over in Florida? It's pretty dull over here in the UK today. Knock, knock once for yes, twice for no. We're going to delve deep tonight. Is it hot? It's not hot here. Not hot here at all. Bit muggy, but not hot. It's quite dull. Grey skies been today in the north of the UK. Good morning in Australia. How yous all doing? I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever yous all are. Oh, thank you. Well, I didn't have time to wash my hair. I've been really busy. So I put my gypsy scarf in. It's the only thing I could do. Needs most, girls and boys, needs most. Good morning in New Zealand. Good evening in Connecticut. Hiya, Chrissy. Is it hot in Texas? Wow. Good evening in Sweden, Michigan, sunny Washington. Is that Washington DC or Washington State? Well, we're going to get a scorcher. I still say we are. You see, the thing is, when you're in the north of the UK, we tend to miss out a bit on the heat unless it's a really scorcher. But I've been given by my guides that we're going to have a scorcher of a summer, and we could even have an Indian summer where it goes on late. Very hot and humid in Texas. I'm going to scan into this crystal ball tonight, and I'm going to look at the weather. You know, like the weather girl. I'm going to be like the weather girl tonight. I am. So I'll wait for a few to come on, and then I'll do my healing prayers for you all. Somebody had got confused. Someone's trying to do into us. Somebody had got confused. They thought that I was on tomorrow night and not on tonight. But I just that's an extra video that I'm putting out tonight. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to please all viewers, because I know a lot of you like the streams, but the streams go on a long time. And some people don't have the attention to watch the streams because sometimes they go on for 3 hours. Because I'm a streamer, I'm a Twitch streamer, you see what I mean? And the more you stream, it's better. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to do a record of it, possibly go on for like an all-nighter or something at one night. I might do it at the election, actually. That would be a good one. We could all have an election party, couldn't we? And I could just go on all night. That would be funny. Do you need healing, Marina? I think a lot of people do at the minute, don't they? And your sister's in Tokyo. Wow. So, I thought I'm going to put some more shorter videos out just for people as well to break it up with the streams. Because I used to stream on a Sunday, a Tuesday, a Thursday and a Sunday on YouTube. But I've cut that down to a Tuesday and a Thursday. So you've got to have a bit more, haven't you? You've got to have a bit more. But it's a looking glass what's going out tomorrow night. And I'm going to try not to say what's coming out tomorrow night because it's hard when you're looking into the crystal ball. But I just believe that we are on the cusp of a lot of things coming out. Yeah, animals are really feeling it at the minute as well, aren't they? But I've had an awful day, guys. I've had just, I'm sorting out tax and VAT because I've got to pay VAT now. Oh my God. And I've been sorting out loads of receipts and stuff like that. So I've got to get up early in the morning. I hate dealing with figures. Even though I'm good at doing figures, I've got quite a mathematical brain, believe it or not. But it's something I don't really like doing. How do you like my necklace? So I've got to ring my accountant early in the morning and book some more clients in. And then I'm going to go off and spend the day with my mum because it's Paul's birthday tomorrow. So we're going to do something special for him. So I just think it's very heavy at the minute, and everybody's feeling it at the minute, aren't they? Thank you. My dad got it from Scotland. I believe it was Inverness. If it was not Edinburgh, it was Inverness he got it from. Sound a bit croaky, don't I? So, and I think I've got a little bit of hay fever as well. So everyone's feeling it with all the pollen and everything. Oh God. Well, I do my own books, but then I've got an accountant, but then it's gone a little bit big, do you know what I mean? And me last accountant, you know, sort of like I fell out with him. And because he was being a bit rude. So anyway, I found these lovely ladies, and yeah. So I've got nice accountants now, but they really go by the book. They're like, you know, everything's digital now. That's why I know everything's gone digital over here, because they do it digital. It goes to the tax office digital, and you literally, you know, you can't hide anything because it's all online now. So we're basically digital over here now, guys. We really, really are. And I just would say that it's not a case where we're not going to have money. I don't believe that. It's going to be a case where everything's tracked now. I don't like doing accountant stuff, but it has to be done. Do you know what I mean? But there you go. So that's where I've been at today. So late last night, for yous, I did a looking glass, and I was getting the most strangest visions. So it's quite a woo-woo one tomorrow night that yous are getting. It's really strange. As you know, I've got to be careful for like how I say words and stuff like that. But yous who are awakened will understand what I'm going on about. So Stooge works with numbers all day, paying taxes. Oh God, it's awful. I think it's soul destroying working with numbers. All right, so I'm going to mention that actually. So Lance on Twitch. Oh, it's gone up dead quick. He wants to apologise. I don't know, you've got nothing to apologise, Lance. So last week on Twitch, I did a very deep channeling. I haven't clipped it yet, because I normally put clips and put it out on YouTube because I've been really busy. But I was really into it. You know, I imagine I had my sunglasses on and I'm off. You know, and I channeled a trapped alien being. Anyway, so I couldn't read when I'm channeling. I can't read what's in the comments, and apparently there was people in the comments on Twitch on Sunday night. They were having an argument about politics, and the thing is, right? It is very, very heavy, and I don't want to say, how can I say, I don't want you attacking each other, because my forums are for every side, right? And I'll sort of sit in the middle. I'm trying to like navigate you through this, and that's what it's all about. But yeah, I'll have to go back and have a look through the stream, but it didn't look very nice. So please, guys, if you are getting heated up, because it's going to get very, very heated up between now and the election, try to understand that everybody's welcome in my forums, and just try to have like respect for each other. That's all I want to say. And I can understand when you're living over there and how it gets to you. I can really get yous, all right? And I've thought about it, you know what I mean? And I try to see it from both angles. But remember, I'm a psychic medium. I'm not just somebody who delves into finding the truth out. Being a psychic medium is about trying to heal everybody in the middle. And it's all a personal journey that we're going on, you know. I think being a Brit, it helps because we're not so divided over here. I mean, I haven't, you know, I've hadn't held back. I am a Labour lass through and through. Even though I liked Boris. I did like him. But I'm from a Labour background, you know, in politics, and my family going all the way back. Joseph Rowntree, excuse me, he was the sweet man, was my greatest granddad, okay. Unfortunately, that didn't go, the money didn't go to that side of the family, it went to the other side. But he is my ancestor, And he got into politics, and he was the guy who changed the voting for women in the UK. So it's in my blood. And then, of course, I've got Eisenhower. Not Eisenhower, sorry. Oh, my God. The other one. After Lincoln. My brain's gone. So I've got a president way back as well, who was my ancestor as well. So, So I can understand, and he was a Republican. So I can understand on both sides, do you know what I mean? And if I was living in the States, I don't know what I would vote for, I'll be honest with you, because I'm not somebody, even though that I've got a lot of friends who are Republicans, and I'm very, very awakened, okay? But I'm not somebody who would have ever voted for Hillary Clinton or anybody like that. But I like the fact of, like, Marianne Williamson. I think she's great. Do you know what I mean? And so I really don't know. I think that I would just be somebody who would sit on the fence and vote for the person. But there's just so much toxicity what's in the United States with politics at the minute. It was Grant. Thank you, Hazeltine. Useless Grant. Yeah, he was my ancestor. So there you go. And of course, I'm a military kid as well. So and I'm a nurse and I'm a healer. You know what I mean? And I'll go on and on and on. So I just believe that the bigger picture to this, the dark, the darkness, what's out there, what's trying to divide people, wants this divide. And that's what it's all about. So that's the way I am. Do you know what I mean? Hello, son. I'm live. We've got Adam sporting his apps. Yeah, so Lance is a moderator, but I felt, I don't know, there was somebody who had rubbed somebody up. Some Democrat lass had rubbed the Republicans up. And I looked back what I had seen, and yeah, it wasn't right. It definitely wasn't right. So I hope she's watching, and I hope she hasn't gone off, and I hope she's still here. But just to try to have respect for both sides, because that's what the darkness wants. Do you know what I mean? Shut the door, son. So, yeah, we'll have to try and keep together. So I always joke on, if I had two little animals, running up to the election, I'm going to get a little kitty cat. Get me crystal ball. I'm going to get a little kitty cat, and I'm going to put the cat with a blue rosette on, okay? And then I'm going to get me dog, Eddie, like off Frasier, and I'm going to put him with a red top on, and I'm just going to sit them on little cushions, and you've got to try and make a joke of it, do you know what I mean? So anyway, we've got 358 in, and I've got my bell. Yeah, there was a little bit of a scrap in the chat, but it's okay now. I think the moon doesn't help. The moon did not help on Sunday night. But I tend to not to get emotional because I think it clouds your vision. And I think that's why, if you look at all the British psychics, they tend to get it more right. And I'm not trying to be funny here, because they're not like pulled to either side. Because we're not like entwined into it. So we're sitting from the outside looking in, because we're not getting emotional about it. It was a strawberry moon, wasn't it? Well, I felt really weird. Full moon fever, it makes people go funny. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's going to get worse than that. It definitely is. So let's start with the healing circle for everybody new who's coming in. I'm going to invoke all the angels in. I've done Reiki before I've come on live stream, so this is all activated with Reiki. So if you write your name, if anybody that you need healing for, or yourself, or an animal, any person, anything, or if you're worried about anything, and you will receive that healing and protection. What's that song we need to sing? Don't worry about a thing. Do 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 do. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Okay. See, I'm happy now because I'm away from all my figures. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. Did I do Gabriel? I'll do him again. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo. Ooh, I can feel them heavy here and here. Running Star, Lady Direwolf. The veil is thin tonight, guys, very thin. A to I. And Ra, God Ra. He's very here as well. Got Lady Direwolf. It's one of my animal guides. She's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to do a video with her soon, actually. Okay. Let this healing circle begin. We are all protected in our families and our animals and our loved ones. The circle of light is casted. So be it. Amen. Lou has a crush on Ra. He's huge. He's absolutely so tall. Right, where do we start? Get comfortable. Yeah, I've got them all here. I've got Lady Direwolf right here. Ra's standing, I feel, over in the corner. They're just all here. And I feel, you know, it's when you've been doing this a long time, you sort of, you're more, we're all ascending. We're all ascending. For me, it's become very sort of very physical. The veil is so thin. So thin. But you've got to try and keep your boots firmly on the ground, you know, because we're operating in this 3D. But we all become more sensitive. And we're absorbing people's energies in, and we're getting triggered like a sponge. It is really, really touchy at the minute. It really, really is. So yeah, I think we just need to all stick together really and not try and be triggered. So people are getting triggered by politics. People are getting triggered by all sorts of things at the minute. Jodie Lass, can I ask for healing for my dad, please? He's been very poorly with heart and lung problems. Oh yes, write your name of your dad. And you could always send us an email of his face, like a picture, and I'll send him some private healing as well. Free. Okay. Highland Hills. Louise, I have a person in real crisis, very difficult situation. She has turned to me, but I feel she is bringing my frequency down, but she has no one else, and suicide is a worry. It is really, really hard, and it's guiding people. So everybody who's been following me for a long time, especially when I went on to Twitch, when I was taken off YouTube for a little while, I was like a year or so on Twitch, wasn't I? And my Twitch family got to know us more, and I opened up about everything what had happened to me. And I think mental health is something what needs to be addressed. But when you're living with somebody or you're around somebody who has problems like that, it can be very, very draining. And you've got to learn how to protect your bubble, you know. And there's a very fine line. It's like you can guide them, but, you know, you've got to show them. And the crystals should help you. Try using your crystals. For me, I had a poorly young man who had gone into a drug problem. And he's a lot better now. He had to go into hospital. And I've never hidden it. I think it's a massive, massive problem over here in the UK, but it's global, isn't it? So with all the borders being open and that. And it's funny because the day Adam came out of hospital was the day the lad from Towie came out of hospital. He had the same problem. It's rife over here, and it doesn't matter what background you come from. But anyway, he's also very psychic, so I had to clear him, but it was draining me as well. And then, of course, finding out he was autistic spectrum did not, it's like you've got to, had to deal with a lot. And I think we're all dealing with it. So we've got to learn how to, when we love that person or we care for that person, it's protecting your bubble. But you can't, what's that saying? You can't lead a horse to water. They've got to find it out themselves. It's the same in New Zealand, is it? I'm surprised how they get over the borders over there, because it's really strict, isn't it? So the crystals work. I used a lot of obsidian, and that really helped, and it helped Adam. It might be that your friend's very open and she might need to have a clearing or something like that. Yeah. So I just think it's making sure that you're there for her, yeah, but at the same time, not all the time. You've got to be able to look after you as well. You've got to be able to look after you, because then you're no good to anybody. And I learned that one. Crystals, there's so many different types, because I believe that your energies change all the time. But obsidian worked for me, tourmaline worked for me. It stopped the negativity. I had to bless the house and everything, clear. Rose quartz, amethyst, tiger's eye is very good. Turquoise is another good one. But it might be that you need some professional help, because being a shaman, you can't do everything yourself. Sometimes that's when the docs come in handy, like counsellors, that type of thing. Therapists, yeah. And not all therapists now are into all the benzos and that. A lot of them are very free thinking, and I've noticed in the UK that they're not pushing it so much like they used to. So medicine is changing in that field as well, like it should be. It's been a long time, but it needs to be more talked about. It definitely does need to be more talked about, because it's a massive problem. And in the lockdown, there was a lot of people flipping out, wasn't there? Because they turned to all of the addictive personalities and that. Oh yeah, he's a lot better now. But like I say, he had to go through a dark night of the soul to get there. And I think it's happening for a lot of the younger generation and older generation now. And I always joke on, because like I say, I don't hide it. I'm menopausal as well. And unlike our mothers and our grandmothers, oh my God, my age group's going through the bloody menopause in the great spiritual awakening. That's like double whammy. Oh my God. It's like, oh my bloody hell. Too much, you know what I mean? So sometimes we just have to take time out. Yeah, I've heard radionics is very good. I've heard it's very good. There's so many different therapies out there now. But crystals really worked for me in salt baths. Adam uses the salt baths all the time now. Smudge in the house, therapy. Alternative medicine could be mixed with therapy. So I had to fight the system to find a therapist what wouldn't drug him up. I had to go down all them routes, and I found a therapist. I was very lucky. And lucky for me, when it was in the lockdown, there was a pressure on the NHS because of what was happening. Yeah. So when I needed to put him into this clinic, they couldn't put him into the hospital or any of the NHS places. So he got put into a private place free of charge. And I was really, really lucky, where he had his own ensuite and everything like that. And I don't believe I would have got that help if it hadn't been the lockdown. And then after a few different doctors, we found this the most amazing doctor. And I must say, he looked like Ashtar Command. He was tall. He just looked like he stepped off a spaceship. And he did the therapy on him without the drugs, which was a really good thing. So, but, it's like you can't walk on a broken leg or a leg what is mending from being broken. So the nerves is the same. It takes time. So this is why we have to have our wits about we. And I sometimes think when we are healers and we are just there for our family, you don't have to be doing it for a living, mothers and fathers and that, we are majorly tested. It's been a spiritual journey that we've all been on. It really, really is. Crystals are very good. They tend to work for Adam. For me, I would say for me, it's copper. Copper works for me at the minute, but then again, my energy changes all the time. I'll have to do a video on it one night. So there's no ending to this awakening as well. You've got to get what's right for you. Don't look at it, I've been saying this for a while, don't look at it, that everyone's in the rush to get to the fifth dimension. It's, look what's comfortable for you. Look what's comfortable for you. So I think that we're in this storm at the minute and we're going to be so triggered. Let's see what's coming in here. I don't want to lower the vibration, start talking about politics. We're sort of sat on earth and we're so bewildered by everything. Everybody's grabbing for the truth. Everybody wants to know the truth. And we've got to look within. We really, really do. We need to look within. Do we have to talk about politics? None of you don't want to. There's some in the audience what want it, but you're getting it tomorrow night anyway. We need to try and... it's not all about skipping through the daisy fields, and being all airy-fairy like a load of hippies. But we need to understand that everything is energy, everything is frequency. So we have to try and not get triggered, yeah? And why are we getting triggered? Is there something within us? Yeah. So it could be whatever's going on out there. If you're healed within, it's not going to trigger you so much. You're like woo woo. Well, you might just get woo woo tonight. That is so strange. I'm talking about numbers, because everything on this planet's run by numbers, Absolutely everything, guys, is run by numbers. I'm looking into this crystal ball and I'm seeing 2023, but she's split. Isn't that weird? She's split into two and there's two 2023s. There's a fractured reality at the moment, isn't there? Fractured reality. This is really weird. I'm seeing old codings, old scriptures. What were them stones called? What got blown up or knocked down? Was it the Georgia stones? I think it's that. I'm seeing something's changed within our timelines. The Georgia guide stones, I don't know why I'm getting them tonight. And I've seen this before and I've talked about this, because everybody was wanting to know what had happened to them. But I've seen these people, all right, or were the people, because I didn't say their faces, but they had white gowns on with hoods, and they were connected with that. They were connected with that. So I've talked about this before, I believe every 100 years something happens on this planet, be it either WERs or, something happens, or a plague or something happens. And we question now, is there a bigger agenda to this? You know what I mean? Then every 1,000 years something else happens. And we're past that. We're past that. it's like we're the avatars on Earth. And it's as if our higher selves know. They know that something's about to happen and take place. And we know what it is, but we just don't know. Because remember, not even psychics know fully. Because we have our memories wiped before we come to Earth. We've got to wake ourselves up. So what I'm is I'm a scryer, so I just try to figure out what it is. But nothing's 100%. I got a very off-world feeling with these people with the white hoods. But I also want to say that there's stuff going on this planet and people have labelled it as satanic. All right, well, we know stuff like that's going on as well because the Satanists never went away. They literally didn't. They went up into space and underground. Yeah. When I'm saying underground, it's just like it all got hidden, but it's never went away. And it was here long before Christianity. But I want to say that there's something else going on, and there's a sacred group of people, the protectors of Earth. We haven't discovered everything on this planet. We haven't discovered all the seas, what's going on in the seas. I believe there's life underground as well. But I'm getting the sacred protectors of Earth. They've come out from mountains or rocks or something, and they were doing something. But it was a timeline, and it was scripture down, and it was broken. Gaia protectors. Ancient, but they're beings. Because we always think to look to the skies for the aliens, but I believe they're already here. Yeah? And I believe they've been here before we were. So those stones were linked to the ley lines. So they were satanically linked. Well, they were broken, weren't they? So some things changed, and it's going to alter a timeline for the future. But it had to be done. That's what I've been shown. It had to be done. But as I'm looking, one of them is shown as it. And I'm not sure if it's a him or a she or a him or what. Very angelic looking. They're lifting the hood off. They are definitely not like us. So, but they've lived here. But they would be quite insulted to say that we would call them aliens. But if you've seen one in a field late tonight, you would think it was a one. There's many, yes, I know. There's a lot of ley lines on Earth. And I want to say the ley lines on Earth are holding the energy. And my dad talked about that in his book, In the Truth. You know, like the cross going through 33 degrees from the top of Britain down to the bottom. It was exactly to the point. It was to do what the Knights Templars did. There's a lot of secrets, and it's been held with numbers. So, and I talked about this in one of my last world predictions. It was a video I was talking about the mark of the beast, and I was saying it's in a code, scan code or something, or it's something to do with a code or something that they want to do to it. And I'm seeing barcodes, and barcodes is coming in. This world is going to be so different into the future, and we can't escape it. So we've got a choice here. We'll either navigate through it, yeah, to the best of our ability. But this system is the beast. It really, really is. It's but we need to use the system, especially into the future, because it's all like that now, isn't it? It's going to get more so. It's going to go more technical. But what I would say is that you are all protected by the Holy Spirit. Even if you've got to use this matrix system, you're all protected with divine light. That's what I want to say. And it's when you're so connected to divine light, to source, you could walk through a valley of demons and they can't touch you. So it's like we are ridding our old wounds, but we are also ridding superstitions as well. And that's a hard one for me, right? I mean, I'm like, like psychic, astrologers, gypsy heritage. And you know what the gypsies are like? You know what I mean? My nana was terrible. Oh, don't put them on the table. Don't say PIG on a Friday. It brings the devil in and all of this. Don't put an umbrella up. So I grew up with all of that. Yeah, The Truth by Heather Jones. So my mother wrote the book because my mother's the author, but it was my dad's words. My mum put it together. Yeah, it's very interesting. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Pegasus, but it's cheaper on Amazon. So as I'm looking into this, everything's double tonight, and it's not my eyes. I'm now seeing 2 T's. 2 T's. Could that be 2 Trumps? 2 T's, 2 T's. Barcodes are a lot of items that are, so barcodes are in shopping stores. So it's a new system that they're building. Yeah. So Gypsy's lineage is very superstitious. So we're healing ancestral roots. We really are. It depends, some people don't, some people do. But if you want to, you can do that. You've got to follow your passion. Some people say, Louise, well, what's my true, what's my purpose here? Because I do Akashic records and stuff like that. But the best advice I can say to you all, guys, tonight, right? Follow your passion. Follow your passion. So that's interesting. Sweetheart from Twitch and the audience says, JCK recently talked about there being 4 timelines running parallel right now. I wouldn't put it past that's possibly true. It's possibly true. Or there could be multiple. So there's a point of no return once you start discovering all these different dimensions. So you've got to get what's comfortable for you. When I started getting, woo-woo stuff happening to me, and I started channeling the different alien races, I used to make sure that I had a few nights off where I was just grounded or doing my earthy stuff, because you can't tip yourself over. So to get myself into it, I made sure I did grounding stuff through the week as well. Because the human mind's a very funny thing, You've got to get the balance. And by doing the balance, you get more. Like baking and running the Hoover, yeah. So David Fletcher, LJ just came on a few minutes ago. Is there anything in the crystal about the news yesterday that was confirmed? Oh, yes. Well, I'll talk about that tomorrow night, David. So you'll be getting a treat tomorrow night on all of that. You'll definitely be getting a treat on all of that. I can't say it at the minute, but it came through late last night, and it's quite a deep one tomorrow night. It's only a 20-minute video, but it's enough. Okay. Okay. They really want to, so that these alien races, these different extraterrestrials, these star people, they really want to make contact, but they know that they can't intervene. There's protocol up there. But it's our mess. And it makes me laugh sometimes when people say they're so awakened when they're like supporting one side. Well, that's not really awakened, because you wouldn't want to support anything really if you were awakened. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't really be into politics. Do you know what I mean? Or you wouldn't get triggered by it, should I say. Everybody has a purpose in this planet at the moment. Let me have a look here. I've got to say this, I can't hold it back because I'm seeing it again, and it's going to come out a bit tomorrow night on the video. I see a problem with mass immigration. And it's revving up here. So something's about to kick off to do with around Ukraine again. I'm definitely seeing that. But it's coming in from another angle. It's coming in from the opposite side. Like Iran, places like that. I'm also seeing Africa. Interesting. I want to say July is going to bring the shocks on the political front. Okay. But do not stress. Do not stress as I say that, because nothing is stagnant. Everything is moving all the time. So you observe it, yeah, but it will be temporary. Whatever it comes out, it will be temporary. There was an explosion of a Ukraine dam that flooded Russia. There's all sorts of awful things going on over there. All sorts of awful things. I've just said there's going to be big news there coming in from the Vatican. Tonight I want to send healing and blessings out to Taiwan. Okay. I want to send healing and blessings out to Ukraine. And I'm very drawn to Israel, and I'm very drawn to Iran. So something's brewing there as well. But Germany's coming out really, really strong. Germany's going to take the lead on something. Remember that. I see problems with Germany, and I know it's just recently been, hasn't it, with Germany and Russia. Something's not quite right there. I'm seeing a lot of arguments, and I'm seeing it online, and it's something coming within US politics, and it's going to really sort of explode. Yeah, it's like everybody is arguing about it. It's going to be very heated. So tonight I want to put like a lovely sort of baby blue Palladian protection layer around it all. You know, like sort of Harry Potter's invisible cape, so it's bouncing off. It's something coming. It could have something to do with around Trump, because everybody's arguing, because I can see Don Jr. in this crystal ball and he's arguing. I know they're trying to get him arrested, aren't they? I'm going to pull some cards out. It's going to be explosive. It really, really is. Let's pull some cards out. Trump's attorneys met with DOJ yesterday. So I'm seeing like all hell to break loose, and it's going to be, everyone's going to be arguing. Let's see what the timeline's on that. When's the timeline? I want to say within three, could be 3 days or 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks from now. Take me into the end of June, beginning of July, isn't it? So I would say that there's something explosive to come out by then, and it's not very nice. But everybody's arguing about it online. And it's as if they're arguing over 2 or 3 different people, or 2 men they're arguing over. So I would say, as I'm talking about it, I feel like It's like, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. And sometimes I have to go through these things, and sometimes you have to let things go as toxic as possible for things to be exposed more. Does that make sense? So even though it's going to look very horrible, there's a plan. And the plan is that success and bullseye will come. Sometimes you have to let the enemy go as far as they can. Oh, I'm going to look into the angel stuff. But this is very important. I see this tonight. Sometimes you have to let the enemy go as far as they can to expose themselves. Yeah, it's coming out very, very strong. And we've got new beginnings. And we've got abundance. They're beautiful cards. So it will be all right. But there's just this heavy energy, and it's beyond anything that we've ever have coped with before. It's the beast's energy. I'm getting Gabriel. And it's as if he says that they are around Earth, they work through people. The archangels work through people. But if they were physically transported down onto the planet now, they could not cope with the low energy. They couldn't deal with it. So because they are very ascended, they have to work out of the realm. But we are coping with it. And that's the problem, you see. When we start to ascend, you can only go so much. You can still operate. There's a knack with it. There's a knack. You can only go so far, and you can go to any dimension, any frequency around the universe. But what's so important that we have to keep protected. We have to try and keep grounded and rooted as we're doing this work. You know, so like one afternoon you could be going lying down on the couch and you'd be hitting the bloody 24th dimension and going off into frequencies and colours or whatever. But then you're fine. You come back down into your body again. And that's why we are so special. Because we chose to be human. Because you have to be like this to cope with the density on this planet. So when we start to spiritually ascend, it can hurt we more. Is it frozen? Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. So it's so important that we keep balanced. Because Gabriel's saying the energy, how do I put this? And it's not everywhere. But when it comes into politics and it comes into things what's so toxic at the minute in the US, he's saying it's on par if you're going to near like the gates of hell, or it's going to get like that. That is so true. Trump has not always been squeaky clean, and he loves his country and he has the goods on the... Yes. And he certainly has. He certainly has. I just think that, they've really got it in for him. We can say that they've really, it's all hatred. But Gabriel's given us tonight, this is what's going on. We've got the Justice card here. And I've said this for a long time. No one's squeaky clean in politics. They've all been ducking and diving on both sides. But maybe some are okay. But what I feel is that the likes of on both sides will have skeletons in the closet. And what they do is, depending on what side you're on, they hide the skeletons in the cupboard and protect them people with the skeletons in the cupboard, or they'll use the opposite side to attack the ones with the skeletons in the cupboard. And that's what's going on at the moment. But what I'm feeling is there's going to be a backfire on this, because you can't have two rules. You literally can't have two rules. But even all this is going on, it has to come out. It's triggering humanity and it's lowering the vibration around the US. Does that make sense? And it's that British saying, but it's so true. And it's whoever came up with that, they must have known something about frequencies and energies, is keep calm and carry on. So you're aware, you observe, but you're allowed to get angry, you're allowed to say a bit, but not to hold on to that, not to fester. The Page of Swords is saying that there's a lot of the younger generation who will be going into politics within the next 10 years who aren't going to put up with this bull crap. And there's a new understanding what's coming in across the board with everything. So there's been money sifted on all areas, on all sides, but how they're getting them, it's the timing card is here. The timing card is here. And I'm not saying this to take either side. What I'm saying to you is the timing card is here. So what's good for one is good for the other. So whatever they get, try and get on Trump, they want to be very careful because it could come back, because something's going to come out around them. That's what I'm saying to you. No one's squeaky clean. But it's ping pong, isn't it? Ping pong. Sometimes things have to get really bad to expose stuff. But the best thing you can do is what Karki's saying here is we need to stand back and detach. We need to step back and detach. There's the Emperor energy, what's coming in on the USA. And it's like how he's sitting there with his stick, his staff, and he's like, it's keep grounded, keep calm and carry on. You're aware, but try not to get triggered. I feel Gabriel's energy, and he wants to fling out this most divine yellow to everybody tonight. It's like a golden yellow. And it's a golden yellow of protection, in richness, in love, in truth, and everything that we need to keep us grounded and safe. But for us to see the bigger picture, to see it clearer. Because when we get angry, we don't see the clear picture. And that's for both sides of the political spectrum tonight. That's not just for one side, that's for both sides. Do you know what I mean? He's scattering it around us all. There's so much darkness on this earth and it needs to be cleared up. The new children of Gaia. I could cry. And it's not because children are so cute. I don't mean that. It's the children are on a different level where are coming in now. They're on a very high vibration. The children will unite the world. And this is for every country, this message tonight. We are living in such biblical times, guys. And there's a lot of grandmasters being born onto this planet now. I actually feel really emotional tonight. I want to say, excuse me. Actually, give us 2 minutes. Give us 2 minutes. I want to say that, is Christ here? I know Christ is in each and every one of us, but I get this feeling tonight of a precious, sacred, holy energy. And the children which are coming in now are so well protected. They are ready for this future world. They are very spiritual. They're very clued up. This is why you can see like a 2-year-old and they can work a computer, an iPad. They're not phased. They're not going to be phased by any of this. Whatever happens in this world, I'm going to say this tonight, guys, right? Whatever restrictions they try to put on with, whatever, in this Luciferian system, they could not take your spirit unless you allow it. They literally can't take your spirit. Your spirit is the most protective, sacred thing ever. I don't know why I'm saying this tonight, but I just need to say this. Each and every one of you in this audience tonight, your souls are so protected. Because we've been so knocked at over the last few years, Are we going to be okay? They can try everything. And I'm seeing Jesus, and I'm seeing him with his thorns in his head. Look what they did to him. Look what they did to him, guys. But they didn't get his spirit. And I feel like a Christ energy tonight. I really, really do. I feel like there's something holy happening. There's something really biblical happening at the moment. Yes, there's been other grand masters what's lived on this planet, but they weren't crucified like him. They weren't. Not that I think of, anyway. It happened for a reason, and he sacrificed himself for a reason to show her. And don't be scared. It's what I want to say tonight is don't be scared. Stand strong. Keep calm. Carry on. Look after your family. Look after your friends, your neighbours. You're blessed if you've got a roof over your house and food on the table. It doesn't matter what fancy car you don't have or fancy suit or dress. The best things, right? Your soul is so important, and your health is the most, and gratitude. And if we can raise this vibration in this forum tonight, and we keep doing it, what can that do to shift a little bit of the universe around this planet? But it's going to help. And it's going to help the future babies for what they're coming into. We all play a part here. We really, really do. I think humour was brought onto earth for a reason. Humour. I'm getting humour tonight. I'm getting Charlie Chaplin. I knew I'd get him. I'm getting Charlie Chaplin. He's coming in. And he was so awakened, Charlie Chaplin. In that speech, he said, and he was friends with Disney. They were quite boys about town. Original Walt, who was not happy. His speech will haunt humanity, what he said. There will come a time. What was the words? What was his words? I've got to find the words. Walt Disney. He's they were hard-working young men, and they went into the industry before it changed. But Charlie Chaplin seen it all. He was a prophet. Do you remember, was it Abbott and Costello? I used to like them as well. Remember the haunted house one? I thought that was really funny, that. Charlie Chaplin's speech. Now I can't play it. I'm going to get it up in lyrics. Let me find it. Humour was Laurel and Hardy as well. I've got a fantastic picture of them. Fantastic black and white picture of them I have. What was the speech? Can you tell us what the speech was about patriotism or something? About the USA. Patriots. He was talking about the Nazis and everything, wasn't he? It was his final speech. Right, found it. Wait a minute. Final speech. Charlie Chaplin. Final speech. I never come prepared when I'm doing stuff because I never know what's going to come through. I'm going to talk it. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. Now listen to this. He wants you to listen to this. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, gentle, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want the hate and despise one another. And this world has room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. We have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls. It has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and sorry, excuse me guys, because I'm dyslexic. Bloodshed, oh my God, and misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, and we have shut ourselves in machinery that gives us abundance, has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical. Our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and we feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in man, cries out for universal brotherhood and for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions are despairing, men and women and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us and is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass and dictators die, and the power they took from the people return to the people. And so as long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourself to these brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think and what to feel. Who deal you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder? I don't know what that is. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke's it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, and no man, no group of man, but in all men. In you the people have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You the people have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then, in the name of democracy, like us, use that power. Let us all unite. Let us all fight for a new world, a decent world that will give man a chance to work, that will give your youth a future and old age security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill their promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite. Oh my God, that is so powerful, isn't it? I'm feeling his energy. There's something's going to change. And it's about barriers. And I do this in my next world prediction. I talk about there's going to be a problem with borders. I see lots of people panicking, trying to get in. There's something. And I'm feeling it's as if what he said about they are jailing people who are not all, some of them are innocent. Breaking down barriers. What a guy. I feel him. I think I'm going to get him. I just feel we have to all stand together. This is a message for the USA. Do not be afraid. Stand. Unite. Men and women. I'm turning the lights down, guys. I'm getting them. Okay. Men and women will unite. Men and women will march through the streets of New York City. This is not a mistake. This is planned. Everything has been planned. You must not sign away your freedom. Patriots, stand together. Stand with the armor of God. This is Charlie. It's Charlie. It's Charlie. What's that like? It's spirit. Charlie. Free. We are free. We are all free when we pass to the spirit realm. You are all assigned to play your part on earth. I had a platform. I knew from a young child that the system was using and abusing, manipulating humanity. There was times when I did not want to go out and perform. The brutes were in the industry all over. You will never get rid of all the darkness. I knew that I was here for the awakening. I came at the right time. My words will leave an imprint on earth. What I am saying to you is, I came from the elemental energy zone, but I was part angel, part elemental. Yes, I could be funny and raise the vibration. That was part of my mission on earth. But I suffered. Walt suffered. Everything's a show. Everything's a show. You have your public life, your private life, and your secret life. And they have gone too far, exposing people's secret life with their machines and their technology through the keyholes. Turn them off when you need to, must. Tracking. All of this to come forth. All of this to be brought to the surface. There was times when I was tired. I did not want to perform. It was hard. It is not like it is now. A good night, a few dollars, a few beers made me happy. When the money started to come flowing in, the controllers came forward. That's when I seen the control in the United States of America. I wrote a book, but it went missing. And I did have a secret love. I know the pain, the suffering you are all going through on earth right now. You hold your heads up high. You use your devices when you need. Crystals, energy, nature. Get away. Be strong. Too much city could hurt the man. Until it changes, until it falls. The United States of America will go through a great transition. And each and every one of you were here, brought here to witness this great revelation. Laws will change. Man will be trapped before there is victory. Stand strong. Stand with peace. Stand strong. We are on the brink of great revelations. One thing I can say to you all, the United States of America will split into two laws, two freedoms. The pine tree will be brought in. The laws, the old constitutional laws, this is not a mistake. You must all stay vigilant. But raise your vibrations. Do not get angry. For these beasts, they have been triggering you all with technology. Frequency, technology. Rise. When you see what they have done, the lion will roar and the eagle will fly. And the dollar will fall and then change. But these beasts will not win. Watch for the new Gaia's children to come forth onto earth with great peace, great healing techniques. And it is not hard, it is love. And you all have it in you all. What will take place will go down in history. And you will all witness the greatest show of earth. Be proud, Americans, my fellow Americans. This is Charlie. Goodbye. God bless him. I still feel he's here. I still feel him here. Bless him. Be proud, my fellow Americans. The time is nigh. It is not easy. It is not easy to be human, but you have it equipped. Use your heart. Use your senses. Number 5 and 8 and 9 have the key for change. It is nearly time for new earth, for new beginnings. Do not fight with weapons. Do not fight. Fight with your voice, with your passion, with your soul, because they cannot take your soul. Put on the armor of God. Are you there? Has it stalled? Have I stalled the... I feel like he's still here. Charlie. When do I get Walt through as well? I don't think Walt's happy at the minute, you know. Steamboat Willie. Steamboat Willie. He, that's what Mickey Mouse was going to be. Do not be angry for the new generation, for the new designers, the new creators, the Violet Indigo children, with their voice, with their courage. They will change the industries which have become toxic and dark. The new creators, the new designers, they're clever. Ha! I wished I had this technology. I did it with pencil, with Sharpie. Steamboat Willie. The poison, the corporations in my industry. Whew, I can see them standing together. Walt, Charlie. They were boys about town, them two. Drinking in the scenes, old New York, with all the Gatsby girls. They were quite a pair of lads. He feels that the younger generation will save Disney. Greed, he's saying, greed. These corporate companies, a new Walt will walk with my veins, my courage. There is many great inventors. In America, you will become alive again. As the statue weeps, as the people weep, after poverty and fear and shame and hatred, there will be blessings. There will be no more war. But I'm fearing for the timelines we stand in. Humanity will face a war. Do not give away your power with the pen. I am saying this for signatures will take away your freedom. A man, a great man, will walk into the White House. He will stand there, quiff to the hair, and a woman will stand to his right. Democracy will be saved. I salute you all, and to know that new America will be born into 2024 after a fall. I'm with my friend. We are drinking. We are laughing. We remember our times on earth. It was not easy. But you, my friends, will witness the greatest storm in history. And you, my friends, will have the dawn arising. And you will see great revelations. Do not give up. Stand with faith, and the eagle will soar. This is Walt. Goodbye. Dear me. Shall we have a break? I need a break. Woohoo! It's too woo-woo tonight. Woohoo! I want to take a year out, guys. I need to go into hiding. I need to go into the Highlands, and I need to write books with me channelings. Maybe just sometimes come on here and just talk to you. I've got great channelings to put out. They're coming through all the time. What a bunch of lads. I can hear the music. I can hear the Charleston music. I'm going into old New York with them funny little cars and that. And they're cheeky chaps. And they're standing and having a beer. And they were really bonny lads. Even the stuff in the 80s was good, wasn't it? I mean, the 80s was fantastic. It was the Tower. I loved watching all the, Dallas. That was a big thing in the 80s. I used to love watching that. Miami Vice, Starsky and Hutch. I'm showing my age now, aren't I? And get my music on as well. So there's young creators coming in, there's young actors, there's young designers, young filmmakers, young politicians, young doctors. and they're going to pave the way. It's not just about our age group. So I'm being given tonight, we need to get the oldies out and the young'uns in. 80s was the best. So we're like on the edge, agitated, watching all of this. But the only, energy and frequency moves all the time. So nothing's going to stay like this. And it's so stagnant. Like a smelly rat. I don't know why I said that. Like a smelly rat. It's like, oh God, was it smelly cats? Smelly cats. Like her off Friends. It's like, it needs to change. It definitely needs to change. I'm dropping the cards tonight, aren't I? Magician. So much trickery going on. And what is it that Charlie said? That this technology manipulating we. Now I'm wondering, I'm going to ask if that's CGI. The thing. So it will change. It's not going to always stay like this. We think it's going to stay like this because they're projecting that they're powerful, they're in control. But things can change all the time. Charlie said it's going to change. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. Is the CGI trickery? Mamma mia. Oh yes, we're being massively deceived. But what he's saying is AI is going to go forward, Cynthia, but it's just getting the bad ones out, controlling it and get the good ones in. And there was a warning about don't sign something, or I don't know if that's to do with the mark thing, the mark of the beast thing, I really don't know, and that's what Musk goes on about, do you know what I mean? And I know there's a lot of you in the audience don't like Musk, and some of you do like Musk, but he's playing his part, and he has many of a time said that there needs to be a restriction on it, otherwise it's going to take over us. Yeah, it's going to take over us. It's not fully, but there is some of it's going on. Some of it is going on. We are being tricked. So we're like the children of Earth. We're like the children of Earth. And very much trying to take control of everything, what's on media and everything at the minute. There's all these swords. What I want to say is, and I know this sounds a little bit, but it's going to take at least 3 years. So we say 3 years from now, 24, 25, about 26, 27, before things settle. New Earth is us. Never mind looking at it as if it's a separate entity. We are connected. We're her little antennae. So if we raise the frequency, that's going to help her. It's going to help her to empower us. We need to get rooted. I've been seeing this for a long, long time. Louise, why 8 the DS was so obsessed with the date 2030? I don't know. But something's going to happen before that date. So we have to get grounded. I mean, if it's nice weather, get it there in your garden with your bare feet. That type of thing. So I'm going to look into the bowl because you're getting a big world predictions tomorrow night, and I'm going to see what good things are going to come in instead of trying to look for the nasty things. Nine of Cups. Dynasty and Falcon Crest, yeah. I met Stephanie Beecham, you know. Did I ever tell you guys? When I was working at the hospital, she came to cut the ribbon. She was tiny. She was really, really tiny. Yeah, there's like a fight on Earth at the minute, and it's a fracture of reality as well. So we'll have to try and heal ourselves. But there's no timing on that. You've got Nine of Cups, which is nice. You've got the Nine of Swords, which isn't. So it's like you've got two timelines here where we're aware this is going on. But we need to try and every day live in the here and the now. And we need to try and practice the law of attraction is what I want to say. All these women on film are a lot more smaller than... I know, I've noticed that. Let's get some more cards here. King of Pentacles. I want to say you could look at this many different ways, but that's like sovereignty for the people, where money will be all right, but they are really tightly tracking me on every angle at the moment. They're tightly tracking me on every angle at the moment. But I keep saying spread your money out if you can. It's very important. And I've been saying this for a long time, that 2023 is the fight of the fittest. Seven of Wands. 10 of Cups. There's some quite explosive news to come out within the next 3 days. Hello, Mary. Within 3 days, there's some explosive news to come out. Everything has to go full circle around for stuff to come out. Everyone's playing their part on Earth. But I like that. That's like bullseye. So we're in the eye of the storm at the moment. That's where we are at the minute. And that's for success. That's for everything to like sort of be exposed this year. I would have thought like a lot of stuff to come out. It's quite interesting that. For the ones who've just come in later, you'll be able to watch back as I did a channeling of Walt Disney and Charlie Chaplin. Justice. This is a bit creepy. The Moon. Ooh, now as you know, I work with a couple of decks because I'm a bit crazy like that. You know what I mean? This is the crazy little gypsy psychic. Okay, Libra rising. All right. So I've got Justice, the Moon, and then another Justice. 2 Justices in the Moon. So I would say that there's 2 laws going on here. And whatever is pushed could backfire onto the other party or the other side. It's very heavy stuff, this. Very heavy stuff. I'm not saying this is literal, but I've got this vision of Trump in handcuffs, and I don't know if it's going to come to that, or they're going to, or that's, we know that's what they want to do, but it might be something like that. But then I'm actually feeling that it has to get so bad for other things to come out where it's going to backfire. That's what I've been told. It's going to backfire. So it's really interesting. The Emperor card's coming out again. We have to keep grounded, and we've got the timing card here. This is for what we are going to be experiencing the month of June. So trying to keep our vibrations up, trying to watch what we're eating and drinking, and also absorbing. Because remember, frequency and energy. Hiya, Mary. So we're absorbing an energy, and that can make we feel poorly as well. So you've got to be careful what you're watching. So maybe it's me talking about all the old-fashioned stuff tonight. Maybe we need to start having our film nights once a week or something, and watching our old stuff, what we used to watch, and it might raise our frequencies. If things get too much, just lose yourself, guys. You know, snuggle on your couch with your chocolate or whatever, or your peanut butter or your bloody popcorn, whatever, and it helps. You know, sometimes it's good to have a switch off, and then it just makes you stronger the next day. It does, it really, really does. Because there's so much toxicity going on at the minute. Everything that's happening over here in the UK as well. You know, with ITV, I mean, that's another thing that, you know, and people are so hooked because it's so juicy. But what it's actually doing is it's just winding me up, and it's just lowering my vibrations. So by keeping grounded, it keeps we balanced, well body, well mind, well soul. And then everything will fall into place, because it has to be the right timing. Sometimes you have to let the enemy go too far for it to backfire onto them. Does that make sense? Or you like the film Willy? So it's about raising the vibrations, isn't it? I mean, there's some damn good films out there at the minute, isn't there? But I mean, if I like the old-fashioned films. I really just think if you know what you're going to watch and it's something that you can watch and watch again, it just makes you feel nice. It really does. So we've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the Seven of Rods. That's a Republican woman, and I've got another tower here. This is quite. So there's going to be something that's going to happen, right? And then there's going to be mass kickoffs there, right? Then she's going to come forward and with some juicy information. She's a Republican woman, and it's a woman's voice is going to blow the cat out of the bag. I don't know why I'm getting that. There's the tower again. Look at that. You want to do yourselves a date night, even if it's like a Saturday night, or, you know, say to yourself, right, I'm going to pamper myself. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. You make sure that you give, this is an advice from Auntie Louise, right? Make sure that once a week even, that you have a date night. You get your takeaway, whatever you need to do. Get your gym jams on and watch your old movies. And then see how you feel and see if it helps. And it helps you for the next day. And it makes you more sharper in the mind. But I love comedy. I've got comedy on all the time in here. Because comedy is healing. Because laughter raises your vibrations. So a lot of you, I know a lot of you are in this audience tonight, like we all have, me is included, that we've been feeling aches and pains because worry and vibrational and its ascension can make you all achy and pains, and we're ridden old wounds, and a lot of people are worried, and so there's nothing more healing than laughter. There's nothing better than laughter. And when you're cooking, don't think negative. See, when you're chopping your carrots or whatever, your vegetables, think positive. Because as we are becoming more ascended, we are coming into our authentic selves like magicians. So if you're thinking hatred when you're chopping that carrot, this is not like for all the ladies in the audience, like if you hate, you're annoyed with your hubbies or whatever, like chopping that carrot, and you've got your hubby like going, ooh, he's at work and that, he's feeling it. We could be feeling it because we're empaths now. So you've got to be putting that good energy in when you're cooking. Especially making food for your family is what Desi Frankie said here in the audience. Because hatred and worry can go out the food and it can make somebody sick. Or it's not the same. But if you're putting love into that food's going to feel better. Try it out. I used to do spell cookies when the kids were little, and it really worked. And I found it out by mistake. And all I did was I put Reiki into my cookies, and I used to make little cupcakes for the lads when they were little. So I just used to put my hand over and say, like, I bless the set of the blue cupcakes. I would say I'd put healing in. Then the pink ones was love or happiness. And then I would put money in some of them. And I tested it out and it worked. And then I tested it out on my friends. So if I had like gatherings, I would do spell cookies. And it worked for people. So you can put your frequency, if thought is a spell, remember that. So put your energy as you're making your little cupcakes or your little cookies. And you could be doing really nice things. Say like the old lady down the street's not well. So you go make her a cake and you put like the love into that cake. That'll help her. Do you know what I mean? And you probably think, oh, well, I'm not a Reiki practitioner and that, but all it is love. It's just love, guys. And it's only just love. See, I'm getting upset again. It's only just love. What's going to change this planet's frequency? That's all it is. That's everything we have is within our hearts. Kitchen witch. Yeah. Years ago, my husband cheated on me and then he woke up in bed with a pair of shears on my pillow. You should have seen he woke up in his bed with the shears on his pillow. You should have seen his face. Ooh. I need it because I do quite a lot of channeling. And I'm so busy, guys. And I'm a very messy girl. I'm very dizzy girl. But I need to section off me sections in me YouTube. Yeah, because I put them into sections. And I thought I'll start doing channeling and I'll put them into sections. But there's so many different people I would love to channel. So many different people. It's going to be fine. It really, really is. We're looking at it very tunnel vision when we don't realise what's behind us coming in. We think what's in front of us, but it's the younger generation coming in behind us, the next storm of the next phase of the volunteers. So, to everybody in this audience tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you need to get spell cooking. You need to put your love into the kitchen. Yeah? And you need to try it out and see if people are different. Just experiment. Because worry is a low vibrational, hatred is a low vibrational. We'll have to have like a spell night one night, and we'll have to have a law of attraction night, because that's what that is as well. But all of these things, like the law of attraction, is actually hidden words are in the Bible of this as well. You know, it's like, it's a frequency. Everything's frequency. This is what the star beings keep telling us in my guides. Everything's frequency. Everything's energy. I know that's the world card, but I see that as the Statue of Liberty as well. And she's standing proud. She's standing stronger. So whatever's happening at the minute, it's just a phase. It will leave. It might get a bit worse before it gets better, but it will be all right. If you've noticed there, I don't know, they're pumpkins. But actually pumpkins, that could be like November time, but that could be by the next election. And colours is very good for wearing as well. Colour therapy. King of Cups. That is Trump. That is definitely Donald Trump. I always get him as Donald Trump. And we've got her again, and she's sitting next to him. So I don't know who she is. But that also could be his wife. I always thought it was a dodgy situation with his first wife, you know. I always got like a strange... There was more to that. There really, really was. That poor woman what fell down the stairs. Did she fall down the stairs? Really, really did she fall down the stairs? Let's have a look. I'm on a roll tonight, aren't I, guys? Do you know what it is? I never planned anything. I just come out. I was full of hell because I've been doing my figures all day. And sometimes I think when you just do things on the spur of the moment, it's better, isn't it? There's definitely something not quite right with that. Dragons. We'll have to talk about dragons. Everyone has a dragon. Like everybody has wings. Ethical wings. Everybody has a dragon. Your power dragon. Have a dragon night one night. You have a red dragon, do you? Somebody said, what colour was my dragon? It had little bits of violet in it and purples and that. Oh no, I think she said it had bits of red in it as well. It was like multicoloured. Seven of Swords upside down is not good. It's not good. It's really, really not good what happened to that poor woman. So there is the Queen of Cups. That was that poor woman, Trump's first wife. Who, by the way, you know, made him the way... He wouldn't be there where he is now if it hadn't been for her. She was the brains behind a lot, do you know what I mean? Very good businesswoman. Fantastic skier. Very well liked. Very clever woman. And I don't think you stop loving her. I really don't. Because where you've got your soulmate, you've got your twin soul. I've talked about this before. There was a contract between them. You know, he had to meet her to get his kids. Oh, you do believe that. But we've got the Seven of Swords there. That is not good. Somebody said there was loose carpet and like she had them little slipper things on. But there's more to it. Something's not good there. And then you've got the upside down lone man. I don't know if she went dizzy as well. He said she was his best friend. I could well believe that. But then you've got that. When I've asked the cards there about was she pushed, that's not nice. That it's like, okay, falling. There is, the tower's like deceit. So something's not quite right with that. It's now 1:17. And I want to say this to my beautiful brother in spirit, my Paul. Happy birthday, Paul. Happy birthday, my Paul. And you know what it is, and this is for a message for everybody out there. Even mediums, we're not immune to grief, okay? And I know that there's life after life. And I just want to say that for everybody in the audience, you will get to see your loved ones again. Just look at it like they're in another room. But yeah, I'll be going over to see my mum later on today. Well, I'll be going to bed first. You know what I'm like. And I think we're going to go to the tree house where he played when he was little with his friend David. And we're going to go and put some flowers down and just go back to mum's and have a cake and that and a cup of tea and that. And but it's tough time. Do you know what I mean? But I'll be with my mother later on today. But this is for everybody in the audience, and it's all the grief, all the pain that we go through. Do you know what I mean? It's it doesn't get any easier. You know, when you hear people and they say, "Oh, time's a great healer." No, it's not. You don't get over it. You just learn to walk through it. That's what I want to say tonight. You don't get over it. You just learn to walk through it. I do when I look, what was that lady called who was married to Trump? Was it not Ivanka? What was his first wife called? Ivana. I think she was very popular. I mean, I don't know if she had boyfriends and stuff like that, but she had a very sort of social life. But in the pandemic, she became very frightened, quite a recluse. You miss your mum every day, Rita. Oh, God bless you. She was a major socialite in New York City. So, like everybody, nobody's immune. I think that our immune system went down with worry. You know, because you don't stop worrying about your kids even when they're older. And grandchildren, it just goes on and on and on. But I believe that she couldn't do that. Maybe she'd just started going out a bit more. But I'm also seeing that there was a loose bit on the stair carpet or something not quite right. And I know she used to wear them, you know, them mule slippers. Did she have little dogs? Because I'm seeing dogs there as well. Did she have little dogs? She had other husbands, yeah. But she's showing us, I'm getting her. Yeah, I couldn't start channeling again. It's like she was going dizzy. She was going dizzy. So why am I getting deceit? Let's see. I like to get this right, you know what I mean? I don't just like to just jump. Why am I getting deceit then, Ivana? Oh, I'll send your partner some healing out, Maggie. Bless you. What happened to you, Vanna? Right, so she said that she did have a doctor what used to come to the house or something. Or she went to see a physician. You know, she would have had a private one, wouldn't she? But she was not feeling quite right. She kept getting dizzy spells. She went dizzy on the stairs. She's saying that place was haunted. Was it very old where she lived? She was very tuned in. And she said there was like an entity on the stairs or something, or she's not saying if somebody's pushed her down the stairs or not. She's not saying. But she's saying she went dizzy. She lived in an old house. She's saying that she was targeted from a different energy. Like something's come in to make that happen. Is that possible? She said that it was far more than a poltergeist. Old house needs smudged. Who's got that house now? Something entity pushed her or they have it for sale. It's haunted. But something came through to make that happen. Did she have little dogs there when that happened? Because I'm hearing dogs barking unless she's with the dogs in spirit. She said she loves Donald. She never stopped loving him. She lived in a beautiful townhouse, but she said it was creaky. I don't know if one of her sons was going on about they needed to get it sorted out. Is it possible that this thing, what's pushed you down the stairs, is when you're saying it's more than a poltergeist, is it being something what's been manifested from a technology? She's saying yes. She's saying we label things as demons and demons are out there. I've got her here. But she's saying that some things we think are demons aren't demons. It's a technology. What they're using. Wow. Coming through dimensions and that. Was it built on any strange land? She's saying it was the previous owners. There'd been something going on. She had problems with it before. I don't know if this is written down anywhere. But she said that something was sent to her through a frequency or a portal or something. She's okay. She's worried about her daughter. Why? To get to him. It's not just mafia now what gets to people. Cartels. Different agencies. You're talking Men in Black is a lot more far advanced than we think we know. You're talking Star Trek's all going on. Apparently she was going to abroad the next day. She tumbled. There's been something loose, but she said something made that happen. She's saying she felt something do that because she was steady. She was holding onto the banister, but she said the banister was wobbly or something wasn't right with the banister in one of the stairs. So they've tried to attack him. I was actually talking to somebody who was like an agent, and he said that he had to stop the conversation because he said they were coming through the wall trying to get him. But these things have tried to get Trump as well, but they can't attach to him. Yeah, and Melania's very much into all of that, isn't she? She's always running around with her smudging stick and stuff like that. I always thought she's saying she was pushed, but from an entity energy. So now they don't have to approach you physically. That's what she's saying. When there's deep S connections, they're on a different level. Men in Black is on a different level. Technology what can look through the walls and stuff like that, but can also project through. But it'll never be thingied. It was just a case that she fell down the stairs. But she did tumble, yeah. She did tumble. Yeah, Melania had a White House exorcism, didn't she? But really, it's as if she's saying there, like, they were constantly chased. When she was with him as well, there was loads of jealousy. Well, there would have been, wouldn't there? There's another version of Trump there. But she's saying it's like she needs to put this... She protects her grandchildren in spirit and everything. But she says the whole place where she lived needed to be smudged. And she had it lovely inside, don't get us wrong. It wasn't coming from her. It was coming at her. Spirit does not act like that. No. It was an energy. So sometimes you would think it was demonic, but it's actually not. It's an energy of a frequency. Yeah. But she's in a very nice place. And she's heaven-like place, to be fair. And she said she had a very privileged life. But she's saying she did put up with a lot with Donald. And she kept him right. But she is concerned about him at the minute. That house needs to be blessed before anybody else takes on that house. I presume anybody who's going to take on that house is going to rip it all out and modernize it all up. But by the harvest, now when's the harvest? Is that like the autumn months? I believe that there's going to be some big news out by then. Well, actually, entities are everywhere. If you would be shocked if you know how much spirit is out there. It's always been there. That's not a problem. But what we're coping with now is you've got portholes open and demonic entities coming through because the veil's thin. But you've also got a technology that they've invented their own monsters, demons type of thing. Do you know what I mean? There's technology out there we do not know. It's very much like Stranger Things now, you know. But again, it's the message I'm getting, what Charlie said and Walt Disney said. When you've got, was it Walt Disney said it? Or was it Charlie Chaplin? When you've got the Holy Spirit within you. Oh, it was Gabriel at the beginning. I've done a lot of channeling tonight. For people who've just come on, you can always watch it back. But Gabriel's energy, Gabriel was saying, when you've got the Holy Spirit and you've got that faith, you can walk through a valley of demons and nothing can touch you. With the technology, it's a bit on a different level, but it still works as a frequency. So if you're not feeding into the fear, you're not going to attract it in, are you? You're going to be attracting in good things. So we need to start creating our own illusions. We need to start creating our own realities. Sometimes we've got to take a break from things for well body, well mind, and well soul. So yeah, it's very witchy. It's very witchy. So there's been sort of witchy stuff, and they've always been here. But what I'm saying to you is, don't feed into the negative, because I've said this before about witchcraft. It's a tool. You can use it for good. You can use it for bad. So you need to find your own druid within you and start making your love cookies and your smudging your house and raising that vibration. Because you'll never be able to take that away. It's a free will world. We just need to navigate through it. But we need to create our own illusion. It's all about frequencies and energies tonight. So I hope you have liked that. But I'm going to have to go because I've got to be up early in the morning. I've got to some work to do, and then I'm going to go and see my mother. We're going to go to Paul's site, to his old tree house. But I'll be back on again tomorrow night, and you've got quite a little treat there. Bit of intel, bit of stuff I've seen. There's an energy here tonight, and it's a Christ consciousness I'm feeling. And it's in each and every one of you. Even if you're not Christian, it doesn't mean that. It's about a pureness. In each and every one of you in this audience tonight, have your own power point. Right? You're a lot more powerful than you know. Doesn't matter what you've been through or what you're going through. You are spirit. You are source. And you have the key. So don't let these outward frequencies disrupt your frequency. They're not going to change unless only if they want to, because they're in their own driving seat. But you're in your own driving seat, so you need to just take note of where you're driving to and how you're feeling. Because, like, believe you me, things are going to get a lot heavier before they sort out. But we're going to be all right. We're going to come through it. We really, really are. And whatever is out there, whatever scary monsters are out there, whatever bad stuff, what's going on, you need to know that you are all protected. You are all protected. You really, really are. And if it's like when you wake up in the morning, before you put your feet on the floor, hold on to a good thought for at least 5 minutes. Try this in the morning. Something what makes you feel nice. Literally anything, just hold on to it for 5 minutes before you put your feet on the floor, and then go about your business, making your coffee or whatever you're doing, your breakfast, brushing your teeth or whatever, and then you'll find your day will start running smoother. And then if you feel your energy dropping again, hold on to that good thought again, because you're your own radio transmitter. You've just got to keep checking into your frequencies sometimes. Does that make sense? There's certain things in your life what's faded, and certain things were not. You are all writing your own book. Okay? We are all little books within a big book. We are all little books, our little bestsellers within a huge universal epic bestseller. But the chapters, we're all the chapters of a big book. So when we change our chapters, that's going to change the big book. And I'm going to leave that one with you for the night. I hope you've enjoyed that. Take care, God bless, wherever you all are around the world. And I'll be back on tomorrow night. And may the force all be with you all. Stay safe and don't let the bed bugs bite. I'll see you tomorrow night. Okay? It's okay, Crystal. I think I've been on for a few hours. Nearly 3 hours. Right, I'm off ski.